Good evening. Tonight I will be talking about the reaction to Joe Biden's victory over Donald Trump in the 2020 presidential election. A few points tonight. I think what's being overlooked is the fact that Trump was never given a chance from the start. If you go back to right after the 2016 election, it seemed immediately he was being challenged on numerous items, starting with the Russia interference in the election. And I think this proves that people were not willing to give him a fair shot. I think regardless of who the president is, he's your president. You have to give him a fair shot. And I think if you don't, then you're being unfair, which can cause huge ramifications for yourself. The next point is that when you vote for somebody just based off of their political party, and you don't investigate what they stand for, you could end up with something that you don't know about. And I think based off of that first point that we talked about, that's what's happening in this election. It seemed like people were just voting against Trump instead of investigating Joe Biden's history, which there's enough history there to show and predict what he's going to do in the next 4 years, even before he does do it. So I think that that's another dangerous point, and that's, I think, going to be an issue that's going to have to be resolved at some point, and that's going to be difficult. The next point is that with this election, you have to look at if you look at the vote totals, which aren't final yet, but the preliminary results are that if you look at the media, they're showing that some people are overjoyed. Well, it seems like that's a recurring theme. And then, a few months later, a short time into someone's term, that they want change again. Well, this is not the first time we've had an election. We've had 45 presidents, and there's enough data there to show that you might not end up, with a white knight coming in. Maybe it's something you've got in your life that you're either something you're not able to do, and you're blaming somebody else, or not doing what you need to do to achieve something. So that's something that I think would stand whoever is president. So that's another issue that goes down to a personal level, but and there's a lot of people that bring that up, and I don't want to blame any one individual, but you shouldn't be reliant on the presidential election to fix your problems, because it's not going to do that. And the last issue is Paul, you're going to see Biden come in, and Harris, I think they'll keep in the background. They might send her on a goodwill tour to Africa, and just keep her silent, like the way Dan Quayle was treated, because that could be embarrassing to the party. But the last thing is that you have market value versus book value. And the politicians can always change book value, but you can't change the market value. The market determines that. You have buyers and sellers coming. They converge on a price, and that's not something that can be changed by politicians. So if you look at minimum wage, you have people willing to work for $10 an hour. If politicians say that 15 is the minimum, then you're going to have the employee, the boss or the owner saying that's not profitable and just shutting it down. So they're just going to eliminate that. So that's something that cannot be changed. And I think there's a lot of people out there on the far wings of the parties thinking that, if you do this or if you do that, then this will work out. And that's not what happens. What happens is it just gets shut down. So, at the end of the day, you can't change the risk return ratio. Owners have to make more money than employees because it's a riskier business. The employee will always get paid, but the owner, sometimes they lose money. They provide money, work, and sometimes they lose. which is counterintuitive, but that's the way it goes. So they have to make more in the long run to, or they're just going to shut it down. That's not something that can be changed. So that'll wrap it up for tonight. And, I look forward to producing more broadcasts to clear up some of the nonsense out there that's coming from the media that is absolutely not true.